Hey guys, Quicksilver Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Ultimate General Civil War. This is our Union campaign, and we're on to the Battle of Malvern Hill, which is probably one of the more difficult battles for the Union in the campaign, or at least it can be, potentially. As you can see here, we can bring up to 2 corps to this battle, each with 15 brigades. We are bringing 30,191 soldiers. The enemy has just shy of 36,000, but don't let that fool you into thinking that this is a fair fight, as we're stuck with very few men for a very long time on Malvern Hill, and these reinforcements come really late, and they come from this corner, so even then they have to march halfway across the map. It takes a very long time to receive those reinforcements. So really, the battle is about 2-1 to 3-1 odds for quite some time. In fact, in the beginning, it's even worse because you don't have many men anyways. So let's take a quick look at what I'm bringing to the battlefield. I'm not sure if this is the correct design for the army on this. I've definitely pigeonholed myself into smaller units for this campaign, and I don't know how I feel about that. I think I should have been pushing for 2,000 strong units, at least the raw units, and keeping my veterans somewhere in that 1,500 range would probably be better, but this is what our army looks like in the campaign, and we're sort of stuck with it for the time being. We can maybe change it around in future battles, but right now this is what it looks like. So First Corps, I've changed it up. I've actually put most of our green units in First Corps because they're some of the larger units. And the reason being is they're going to have to last longer throughout the battle. And they have the manpower to do so. And I might combine some of these units as the battle goes on. I also have 4 regiments of artillery. 2 of those regiments have 24-pounder howitzers, and the other 2 have 10-pounder ordnances. So hopefully they will be firing a lot of grape shot into the Confederate lines as they charge upon us over and over again. And then I have 3 of our more elite units. All our elite units have the Harper's Ferry 1855s, whereas our green units, they have anything from an 1842 to a Lorenz, to some of them I think have 1855s, and maybe even some captured, yeah, some of them have captured Enfields. Second Corps is more of our elite troops. The reason I'm doing this is because they're smaller, so they really can't hold up for a massive, prolonged defensive battle. But they are good at rolling on in when the enemy is a little bit softer and filling in the holes in the line. But they are smaller brigades, and they can't really take the casualties that some of the larger green brigades can, and I don't really want to combine our more elite units, but you know, maybe I'll have to. It'll depend how this battle goes. So let's dive right on into the battle and see what damage we can do. As I said, this can be one of the more challenging battles for the Union. I think I need to play a little bit more aggressive than I normally do here. So, the Battle of Malvern Hill, 1st of July, 1862. After the Battle of Gaines Mill, General McClellan has been convinced that the Peninsula Campaign cannot last any longer. The main camp of the Union Army has been set up at Harrison's Landing to prepare for the withdrawal. Under the safety of his ironclads, General McClellan organized his last resort defense at Malvern Hill, choosing you for the command. General Lee is not pulling back. He gambles and decides to attack the heavily fortified position in an attempt to bring a decisive end to our operations near Richmond. So here we are on the battlefield. The rebels are determined to defend their capital, and our army cannot take any more beating. They are chasing us, and we must defend again. I'll skip a lot of this, but we expect the main force of the rebels to come from this direction, and that Hilltop can be used to bombard our lines to prepare for a counterfire, and they will probably set up on this hill over here. We also need some artillery battles batteries to oversee this hill area. The Confederates may use the trees to conceal and advance and attack us. And in general, it is recommended to stand your ground and not attempt to move away from Malvern Hill. We hold a superior defensive position. We should wait for them to attack. Alright, so starting off, this is what I will deploy. It's some of our more green regiments here, but they're larger, so hopefully they can absorb the enemy's attacks. I will be sending out skirmishers, especially over here, and then pushing skirmishers up just to harass the enemy as they advance. And then the idea is like a preliminary defense of this tree line here, and over here we'll have skirmishers protecting our flank over here. At least in theory, that is what will happen. I could put Justice's brigade there, but I feel like they're needed to punch in the middle. And yeah, that's we just have to hope for reinforcements, which they come pretty late in this battle, unfortunately. So that is something we will have to deal with. So I'm not going to advance like too crazy with the skirmishers, and we'll do something like this, and then Justice, you can go here, and then you three, yeah, something like that maybe, and then these 24-pounders about here. Keep Force over there. We'll keep Quicksilver over here. And that should do a great job of just sort of a preliminary line. So now I need to figure out this line a little bit better. Right, you guys have decent cover, not great cover, not great cover. Maybe something like this, move you guys back a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, that covers fine. Okay. Alright, and oh, I don't want you firing yet. Yeah, their artillery more than welcome to take random shots into skirmishers and infantry. Nothing major should come of it. And can you all move forward just a tad? Shouldn't that give you more cover, not less cover? There we go. Okay, not great cover for Yankee. I wonder if pushing back just a tad. Still not great. Fortunately, those artillery pieces are able to get flanking hits on us. I'm just trying to think, our reinforcements when they come up, if I just want to... I hate falling back to this line. It feels like you're at the mercy of the enemy, because they have these trees, they have so much cover to advance upon you with. Okay, I would like these skirmishers to come out of the trees. And should be some nice hits on Barksdale. Alright, perfect. Like these skirmishers to hold their ground. Perfect. These skirmishers might need to fall back. Same with Yankees. Oh shoot, you need to start firing. Ah, that was so bad. Just pull Yankee skirmishers over here. Unfortunately, Freedom skirmishers just need to re-engage, basically. Justice's skirmishers probably need to re-engage or reattach. Okay, there's another charge over there. And I think it's time for a little bit of a retreat on this side. Okay, regroup back over here. And then Justice, I need you to fall back a little. Wolverine, fall back just a little. This 24-pounder, just a little. Regroup over here. Justice, I think Lieutenant Colonel Richard Harris killed. That's Yankee. Oh, man. Okay. Quicksilver over here. 24-pounders. Think right there is fine for you. Ooh. That was bad. Come on, 24-pounders. Wow, all that... So flanking fire, all of that, nothing routed on their side. That was devastating. I need a pause. How did... Ah, man. Okay, sorry. Need a pause and move my troops up. I'm a little flustered that that didn't break them as they ran in, but you know, it's how it goes. So let's pull the 10-pounder over here, and where's the other 10-pounder over here? So this 24-pounder needs to pull back. This 24-pounder, yep, goes right there. Okay, all reliables, fighting first, fighting Irish, and rolling fourth. We will detach skirmishers off of rolling fourth, and they will go, you know, sort of over there to protect our flank. And Yankee skirmishers need to run back up. Over here, we have an issue. And that issue is that Super 6 is broken and Law is not broken, and yeah, that's a little rough. Okay, unpause. Law gets into our 24-pounders. That's really bad. Okay, so Roughnecks, I would like you to move back over here. Wolverines sort of move back like so. And our center is just crumbling. Okay. The distance that the enemy can charge from is pretty crazy too. So Justice really needs you to hold. Okay, push up. We lost a gun. And we broke in the center. Okay. And then force gets stuck into... Like, are you going to shoot them? Anthony Shaler... Anthony Shaler killed, okay. Ah, man. Okay. I think I just need Super 6 to take up that position there. All reliables, I'll have you sit in the middle over here. Fighting first, push over here. I mean, Wolverines, you sort of need to retreat, but you're not. I just need to refigure out my line, which is a complete mess at the moment. Okay, Wolverines, that's fine. No, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, if these skirmishers... Actually, if these skirmishers could go over here, that would be great. And Wolverines... I can't control you right now. Okay. Hellcats need to... retreat just a little. That works. Justice, if you want to take there, and fighting first, go there. Okay. Oh, and now we have reinforcements. That's desperately needed. Okay, Grant. Sorry for the pausing. It's just, this battle is by far the hardest battle, at least to me. And I really don't know how to get out of here with a... really with a win. And then on top of a win, just not having my entire force completely destroyed. So you all need to run. Come on. I just want you to turn. Okay, Hellcats, move up. I like having this flank. This helps a ton. Okay. Reinforcements on the way is good. These skirmishers in these trees, that's huge. Absolutely huge. So we'll push these guys up a little. Having a layered defense like this really helps. Quicksilver, I think, should be over here, because Grant will cover over here. Another Colonel down, unfortunately. Okay, I feel like Sem is probably the next group to engage. I think you all need to fall back. I like that, though. Keep going, keep going. Okay, sorry, I have to pause again because instead of going up the road, they'll just take all sorts of strange directions, as you can see here. I don't know if I can continue running all of you, though. However, and another pause. However, the rest of Second Corps has arrived, which is huge. And the Silver Sabers, I actually want you all to go over... No. Yeah. Over there. And then Lawman, whatever your name is, move up. And can you all run for at least a little while? Okay, feeling decent about this. Is anybody low on morale? Okay, I think I would like... No. Yeah, you and Liberty and Mile High City, you're on a flanking mission. Oh, is this actually going to work? I would like 3 units going to that flank, and then the rest of you going up the center. And then I have you. Old Glory needs to go up that way. Probably need to take you guys off of running now. Mile High City was one of them going that way. Liberty was going that way. Just cycle through these guys, get them off of run, because I don't need their condition to be just absolute dog doo-doo. Okay, back to this mess over here. Keep pounding them. This has gone really well over here, actually. On that flank. Yeah, and we'll have a flanking maneuver. Actually, who's the 4th man out? Yeah, go over here. Push up behind over here. Then we need more pushing the flanks. Alright, I want whoever is flanking, go over here. When they do start flanking, I will send out skirmishers, and I just want to get around them. I don't know if we'll have time to get around them. This is the best I've done on Malvern Hill, like, ever. Okay, Yankee, you need to retire. And just sit right here. Ironsides, move up over here. Okay, somebody's charging in. And it's Ripley. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Shoot Ripley. Okay, I need to start scouting over here and grab skirmishers from you guys and get your skirmishers out. And then this cavalry, Wolverine skirmishers over. Okay, Blue Devils. Alright, Green Mountain, you are able to take the spot of All Reliable, really? Actually, move around this way. Stars and Stripes, you'll sit behind the fighting first. Alright, Blue Devils, this is great. Got a flank maneuver going on. You guys continue this flank. I want Green Mountain to replace All Reliable. And then you guys keep pushing up. And then Lawman. Sure, just do something like that. Force. Just run the line. And then curve back. Okay. That's fine. Now, All Reliable's volley, and then Green Mountain, you will sit right here on Malvern Hill. Steel, where did Steel come from? Doesn't matter. Steel, you will go right there. Freedom, right over here. Old Glory, over here. Screaming Eagles, over here. Okay, All Reliable, you're sort of retired for the time being. Unfortunately, our reserves are exhausted. Okay, get these Saber troops around the way. And these troops, yeah, like so would be good. So we have Garland in the corner over here. There's a lot of artillery over here. I actually need Wolverine skirmishers to distract them. Okay. Blue Devils, do you have skirmishers? You do. They need to go out over here. Lawman, you are now needed over here. Do something like that. Really, Lucky Lads probably need to replace... Oh, that's brutal. Charge into them. And then Wolverine skirmishers, I need you to... no, they got caught up in Lee. That's unfortunate. And then All-American, you'll come around this way. I hope they target Wolverine skirmishers. Right, you two need to do something like that. Oh, Wolverine skirmishers disappeared. Shoot. That's alright, Silver Sabers should be doing fine. Okay, Roughnecks, you've done your job. Wolverines, you've done your job. Wolverines come around this way now. Or Roughnecks go around that way, sorry. And then Wolverines cover the middle. Fortunately, Jersey Blues are exhausted, so it's not good. Silver Sabers, go do something easy. Oh, this is great. Okay. I didn't think that would happen. This flanking maneuver is going to take too long, but that's alright. Okay, rolling forth, you've taken too much. You're done for the day. Thank you for your contributions, Old Glory. You're now moving up in the line. And then Force, you just need to keep everything supplied. You need to keep everybody supplied. Supplies surrendered, great. Just move those supplies around. Go grab those supplies, why don't you? Maybe. Alright, we are taking it to them. I don't know how much more damage we can do, to be honest. But if I can just... maybe capture supplies or something. I don't know. You know what? Come back around this way. Your condition's probably terrible. Do you have... where are your skirmishers? I wonder if the Roughnecks can move up that way. And then the Silver Sabres could maybe take Garnett. It's a big volley over there. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just need the Blue Devil skirmishers to... okay, well, they didn't do anything. Maybe fall back. Oh, that was a nasty volley. Okay. That's fine. Just sit like that. In all honesty, I'm fine with this battle. This is a battle that I really have struggled with. Absolutely. Reattach over here. Oh, you have skirmishers. Who are you being flanked by? That's weird. Alright, turn the Roughnecks this way. Garnett should shatter. But now we have a brigade and skirmishers behind them. Now we can hit them in the flank, in the side. This is great. Roughnecks are behind them. Wonder if the Silver Sabres can grab... They're exhausted. I don't know. Probably not worth it at this point. There's 6 minutes left in the battle, so, you know, it's just... Well, you probably get the Roughnecks out of that nastiness. I would love to completely crush them, but with the time left, and the fact that most of my troops are exhausted, we'll just hang tight. And the victory should pop up any moment now. That was a nice last volley by Lawton. Or into Lawton. Oh boy, victory for Malvern Hill. I can't explain this enough, guys. Like, this battle for the Union, it's so swingy. You can do it like this, where things seem to go really well for the most part, or you can have a battle that just nothing goes right and everything collapses. I thought I'd messed myself up with how small my regiments were, but I think sending out my larger regiments first and then reinforcing with the elite units works. There's also a really weird trigger where you like want the enemy to grab Malvern Hill, because that trigger seems to bring on your reinforcements early. At least I've comes across that way. I could be completely wrong, but as you can see here, 26,687 infantry to 33,303. They had no cavalry. We had some. They didn't, do a heck of a lot, but it was all right. We lost 1 gun. They lost 16, mostly thanks to our cavalry at the very end of the battle. We lost 5,460. They lost 18,324, so a little bit more than a 3-to-1 kill ratio, which is really good, and then we captured 120. So goals, love to see all of that, absolutely amazing. Units, well, it's mostly us, so that's nice. Some of our units didn't actually do anything, but that's perfectly fine, and I think that was... I'm not entirely sure, but sometimes it's nice to not have to use your units. The 24-pounders were the heroes of the battle. Near over 2,000 kills for one of them, and Fighting Irish Roughnecks, all reliables, great job. 10-pounder, and yeah, 10-pounders did great too. And then lots of kills over here. Unfortunately, Hellcats were really beat up, and Yankee Freedom really beat up. Roughnecks, actually not as bad as I thought they would do. Rolling Forth, yeah, lots of 600 casualties over here. Super 6, negative kill ratio, not great for them. Liberty, wow, they didn't lose anybody? That's actually pretty good. Jersey Blues, Silver Sabres, mostly on cavalry. Mile High City, Lucky 7th, that's probably their skirmishers. All-American. All-American didn't do well, but where were the All-Americans? Oh, that was them. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't really do anything with them properly, so. Super happy. Richard Harris, deceased, Lieutenant Colonel. We'll send a letter to him. Wallace Eccles, that's a shame. Eccles has been with us for quite a while. Randall Evans wounded. Shaler wounded. Penrose wounded, but 2 more brigadier generals out of it and a bunch more colonels out of it. Cochrane finally, so not too shabby there. 2,000 more Enfields captured. Feels a little light on the captured equipment, to be honest. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but holy cow, I can't tell you guys how relieved I am for this battle to be won and for us to move on forward. So battle reward, nice rewards here. Reputation, always needed. Career points are great. And then another Major General in George McClellan, the guy that told us to hold that hill. So not too shabby. We will have to redo all of this, refigure things out, take a peek at what we can grab. Ooh, there's a lot of things we can buy reputation-wide. Burnsides would be a lot of fun. Oh, Burnsides would be a ton of fun. Yeah, that could be interesting. But like 15,000 That's a lot of 1855s of Springfields and Harper's Ferries. We'll probably try to grab those over the course of the next couple battles. Career-wise, we might need to move up an army organization. Not entirely sure. Let's read some correspondence real quick, then look at the battle map, and then we'll call it for this episode. So, captured message on the 8th of July, 1862, following the Battle of Malvern Hill. The enemy is threatening us more than ever, but his army is also exhausted. True. I believe the time is now to strike him down with all our forces. We're in need of reinforcements and more advanced weapons to continue harassing Quicksilver's army, sir. I beg you to provide the needed support, and I promise you I will deliver victory. Lieutenant General Cadmus Harrison. On the 10th of July, 1862, captured message. Headquarters realizes that your situation is extremely urgent. We gathered 7,400 well-trained troops and will send them on your way. Lieutenant General Jason Baylor. 13th of July, 1862, captured message. The Battle of Malvern Hill. Oh, what a battle, my dear General. I wish I could fight by your side, but I am still recuperating from my injury. I just wanted to inform you that I signed the transfer of our corps in central and western states as we agreed. 15,500 troops will arrive shortly by rail and take position on the flanks of Quicksilver. Major General Harold Braxton. So the next battle is the second Battle of Bull Run, and we have Thoroughfare Gap and Kettle Run. If I do it in chronological order, Kettle Run will be first, then Thoroughfare Gap. Kettle Run, you defeated the enemy at Battle of Malvern Hill, inflicting many casualties upon the enemy, minus 5% enemy army size. And second Bull Run, let's take a peek at what kind of army organization we need going into the second Battle of Bull Run. Well, that's not gonna happen. 4 corps. Okay. I mean, it could. We could just start building out large amounts of green units. We do need more artillery. I should start using sharpshooters or skirmishers. Skirmishers would have been really handy. It would be nice to recruit more saber cavalry. The skirmishing cavalry is nice, but also note the skirmishing cavalry never showed up to that last battle, so it did not bring on all 30 of my brigades. Just point that out. But yeah, 4 corps. I don't know if that's necessary per se, but I would like. I mean, army organization. So next level is 3 corps, 4 division per corps, 5 brigades per division, and then that would be 4 corps going up to 8. But we don't need 8 right away. We could continue pumping into politics. So we have 2 battles going in, so we'll have 2 spare career points. What do these battles look like in terms of units? I need to take 10 brigades. We're defending, okay. And then what was the other one? That was Thoroughfare Gap, I think. And the other one was Kettle Run. Kettle Run is a small 7 brigade engagement. So we don't need a lot going into these 2 battles. So what I will do is I will pump my career points. I'll max out politics. That's something I've wanted to do for a while here, and now I no longer have to worry about politics. And then we'll pump 2 into army organization, and then from there we'll be doing like medicine. I'd like logistics 4. Reconnaissance would be great, but pumping up medicine for sure. Training is nice because of it reduces veteran costs. So let's do this. That means 25% more income and 25% more recruiting, which is really nice. So we have a large army pool to work with. We have a decent armory to work with. I mean, we could bring on an entire fresh brigade of 2,000 men with Enfields. We could bring on a fresh brigade, tons with 1842s. We have tons in the bank. Harper's Ferry's 1855s. Great to equip the troops with. Skirmishers, we can have a like 300-man sharpshooter regiment and another 300-man. We could have two 300-man sharpshooters with sharps rifles. We could have a rapid-firing Colt Model 1855 skirmisher group. Cavalry. You know, it is what it is. 20-pounder Parrots we could definitely boost up, and we can have a third battery of 24-pounder howitzers. 14-pounder James, we're not quite there yet, but we'll keep buying all of these before that. So that is where we stand. I will work on the army, and I don't think anybody leveled up. That is a big shame. But thankfully, some of the units, I don't think we took as many casualties as I thought we would. Obviously, 1st Division and 2nd Division took a pummeling, but over here, not too shabby. Oh, Silver Sabres leveled up. There we go. So, cavalry training, plus 15 melee, charge damage, stamina, that seems really good. Not shooting training. Reconnaissance would be good. Plus 5 stamina versus plus 10 stamina, but cavalry training sounds better. So there we go. Massive melee. We will end this here. Thank you for watching the Battle of Malvern Hill. This battle has been a thorn in my side. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, all of that YouTube jazz. And as always, folks, until next time.